It is a packed house at Goss Stadium in Corvallis, and we have reached the regional final as the USC Trojans take on the #8 national seed Oregon State Beavers. Well, OSU eliminated St. Mary's about an hour ago. Likely soon to be first-round pick Iva Arquette began what would turn into a 9-run sixth inning that blew the game open for the Beavers, who set a single-game season high for runs and hits, 20 runs on 21 hits, and Oregon State ended the Gales' run with a 20-3 victory. Well, OSU had lost to St. Mary's on Friday night to kick them into the losers bracket. They eliminated TCU yesterday, but must beat USC twice to win the regional. The Trojans need just one win to make the super regional round for the first time in 20 years. And with that, we welcome you in here at Goss Stadium in Corvallis, along with former big league lefty Greg Swindell. I'm Mark Neely. Greg, if there's a feel of a Pac-12 reunion here, there's a good reason for that, but it's USC that's sitting in the driver's seat.
Yeah, they're playing in pretty good. Remember, they were one of the last four in this tournament, but they've come to Corvallis. They won easily over TCU, beat St. Mary's yesterday. They've done everything right here. They've had good, solid pitching, really good hitting in defense. One went away from a super.
Yeah, big reason the Trojans are 2-0 in this regional is third baseman Ethan Hedges, who's having a breakout junior season.
Oh, yeah. He's not only hitting, he's pitching the ball well as a closer for USC, but doing it at the plate. A couple of home runs yesterday against St. Mary's. Ethan Hedges, a powerful bat, a right-handed bat for the Trojans in the two-hole.
Coming off that two-homer game yesterday, and for OSU, Gavin Turley, he is now the Oregon State career leader in homers and RBIs.
Yeah, he's passed some pretty good names in Oregon State baseball history, has Gavin Turley. Powerful, got speed. You can see right there, 49 home runs, 180 RBIs, both program records at Oregon State.
But Oregon State needs to beat USC twice to win the regional they are hosting. So take a look at the starting pitchers. For OSU sophomore Wyatt Queen makes his 5th start of the season, and for USC it is a freshman Andrew Johnson making his 6th start of the season. The first pitch from Corvallis is straight ahead. Well, the weather has been spectacular for the 3 days up here in the Pacific Northwest. Beautiful evening for baseball from Goss Stadium. Oregon State's going to be the visiting team on their home field, taking on the USC Trojans in this regional final. And Trent Caraway, as we look at the Beavers lineup, he was an on-base machine in the earlier game today against St. Mary's, on base 5 times.
On base 5 times, drove in 3, scored 3, has had a home run in each of the games here in this regional in Corvallis. Looking to continue that. Oregon State needing a win to force a game 7 tomorrow.
And they're going to face on the mound for USC Andrew Johnson.
6'3", 210-pound freshman. Getting his 6th start of the season is Andrew Johnson. He's got a fastball, changeup, curveball, slider, 4-pitch mix, 87 to 90. Really extends out there, plays up a little bit because of the extension he gets out there with that 6'3" body.
No, this is not a Pac-12 matchup. It is an independent team against the Big Ten. That is the landscape we live in 2025. But it is the 103rd meeting all time in baseball between these schools. So the Pac-12 reunion, we can call it, ready to roll from Goss Stadium in Corvallis. Easton Talt steps in the batter's box for the Beavers. First pitch on the way. It's a strike. Off we go.
Good way to start right there for the freshman, Andrew Johnson. You got to think one team really very well rested in USC in 24 hours since they played, but Oregon State a little momentum, scoring the 20 runs in the first game this afternoon. Just a quick turnaround here for them.
And for USC, playing Oregon State for the first time in this regional. He pounded TCU 13-1 in the first game. Then got by St. Mary's last night by a couple of runs. So if you're Coach Stankiewicz, it's a good thing when the first time you see the host team, I guess, is in the regional final.
And you just have to win one.
Correct. They're in the driver's seat right now, 2-0. All at once time, he had a batting glove issue. So the plate umpire is Derek Malika, allows him to go grab a new batting glove. Take a look at that shift on the infield, wide open on the left side.
Well, they started that with 2 strikes, not thinking he's going to bunt to the left side with 2 strikes. Because if you bunt it with 2 strikes and it's foul, you're out.
That's a strikeout. Big first game earlier today against St. Mary's for Talt. 3 hits, including a couple of doubles.
A lot of big days in that Oregon State lineup in the first game.
Yeah, what a first game for the Beavers. Setting a season high in runs and hits in a single game for the year. Good foul. This is always an interesting part of the regional two, Zeke. Who winds up getting the start on the mound for each team at this point of this regional?
It is interesting. I mean, the most rested pitcher down there. I mean, you still got some teams still have their Tuesday guys, some have their long man. This is what Johnson did this season.
It's out towards second base.
See,
that was Hedges there on that side. So that was the third baseman. So that's technically the 5-3 put out, because Hedges was pulled over on the right side, basically playing the second base position.
And with those 2 strikes, Hedges went in to the shift with the infield and came in to get it and threw out a speedy Talt.
Rest of that defense behind Andrew Johnson. By the way, Tejeda catching has been fabulous, not only behind the plate, but his bat. He's been a big story in this regional for USC.
It's been really good behind the plate, but I think more so this on the season, just batting .260, but swinging the bat well here in Corvallis.
Iva Arquette. Some have him in the top 5 of the upcoming MLB draft, with the possibility of maybe even going first. We'll see. A Hawaii native playing in front of a bunch of scouts here again tonight at Goss Stadium.
You know, like scouts are looking. I mean, 6'5", can move on the infield, can get around, can swing the bat obviously really well.
It's a high fly to right field, back to the track, and now coming back onto the outfield grass. Jack Basir makes the catch. Earlier today, that ball probably would have been out, because we had a really gusty breeze in the first game out to right field. Wind has shifted around now more towards center field.
Outfielders here at Goss really play deep. A lot because of the wind, a lot because of the guys at the plate. But ball's hitting the air. You don't have much room to go back because you're already back there.
Yeah, those flags are a lot less busy than they were earlier. It was gusting pretty good consistently earlier today. Not the case as we had the evening hours here on the West Coast. So 2 outs, bases empty. Here's Gavin Turley, who had already become the all-time career home run leader for Oregon State baseball, but in the earlier game today, passed Michael Conforto for the career RBI lead in OSU baseball history. And there's his numbers. 180 career RBIs, looking eventually for homer number 50. Had a really nice moment with the home fans here after he had the RBI late in the game against St. Mary to break the record of Conforto, and the fans saluted him and he saluted them back.
Very knowledgeable fans here in Corvallis. The Oregon State fans know their players, know the history. really respect Gavin Turley.
There's a program with 3 national titles. Strike on the outside edge, and it's a full count. '18th pitch of this first inning coming from Andrew Johnson. A wave and a miss, and he strikes out Turley. Johnson gets his first strikeout and sets the Beavers down in order in the top of the first. Oregon State went in order in the top half of the first. Here come the Trojans in the bottom half. Head coach Andy Stankiewicz in his 3rd season. On his lineup card, sophomore Adrian Lopez coming in with 4 hits through just the 2 games of this regional for the Trojans.
Had a good regional. Right there, 4 for 9, 3 RBI. Scored the run, playing a good defense over there at first base for the Trojans. Really a big presence in the box right there in the 4-hole for Andy Stankiewicz, USC Trojans.
Big right-hander Wyatt Queen gets the start for OSU.
He's gone back and forth. His 5th start of the season has gone 5 innings, 6 in the 3rd, threw over 100 pitches against Hawaii back on the 5th of May. So it's in there, looking for a big game from him tonight. Go as long as you can, as hard as you can. I imagine now, after the first game, all hands on deck for Oregon State to try to make it a game 7 tomorrow.
Yeah, must-win situation for the Beavers. They're to take it to the decisive game 7 here from this Corvallis Regional tomorrow. Here come the Trojans, who made the NCAA tournament this year for the first time in 10 years. Trying to go to a super regional for the first time in 20. Right down, the center fielder leads off. A 3-hit game against TCU in the opener 2 days ago, and he fouls that. This time of the evening, as we're coming up on 8 p.m. local time on the West Coast, about 5 minutes shy of that. Almost the entire field, with the exception of a little slice of left and a little slice of center, now in the shadows. This is our latest start of the 3 days of any of the games we've had. A little different look, Goss Stadium.
We haven't been here when it's completely dark outside.
By the way, I don't know if we'll be able to see it because of the lights and everything going on here, but they say the northern lights. They're predicting northern lights in the sky tonight. Yeah, we'll see. Got a lot going on up here in the Pacific Northwest. And towards the right side, and that's going to get through. Braden Dowd begins bottom of the first for the Trojans with a base hit to right. Wyatt Queen getting the start on the mound. Here's the defense behind him. Turley, Reeder, Talt left to right in the outfield. Caraway and Peterson on the corner infield spots. Marquette and Singer up the middle. Wilson Weber's doing the catching. He's had a fine series behind the plate and with the bat. Oregon State. Here's Ethan Hedges. I told you about his breakout junior year. Offensively and then pitching for the first time. We haven't seen him pitch in the 2 games so far here in Corvallis. Watching Dowd at first base, 3 steals for him on the year.
40 innings on the season for Queen, only giving up 28 hits. It's just a 201 average against him.
He just hit a couple of solo home runs against St. Mary's yesterday. He whacks one deep to the alley in right center field. That's going to take one bounce up against the fence. Down, waved around third. We're going to have a play at the plate. The throw, and he's out. USC taking a chance with nobody out, and Dowd gets thrown out at the plate for the first out of the inning.
And he looks like he might be injured. It was a perfect relay, perfect cut, and a strong throw right there from Arquette. See, Dowd had to try to go around Wilson. Weber. Wanted to get around right there, but just a perfect relay and a perfect throw home. Strong throw home from Arquette.
Well, I think Andy Stankiewicz is asking about the plate being blocked here by Weber.
ASU has challenged the alcohol at home plate. This play is under review. Come on.
And they're going to review the play at the plate. I don't know if he ever touched the plate, did he?
Didn't look like it to
so
me.
I think they're looking at, was there an avenue, a corner of the plate, whatever, open for him, or had Weber blocked that off? Obviously Dowd was shaken up. He was slow getting up. He did make his way back to the dugout.
A strong, accurate throw from Arquette.
Now the throw did take Weber up that third base line. So that's part of the equation here as well. I don't think he ever touched the plate.
Yeah, that little oven mitt never touched home plate.
And then he was shaken up, laid there for a few moments.
But you go back to Reeder getting to the ball and throwing it all the way, almost completely to the infield. And Arquette with just the perfect throw home. Textbook relay, cut off, and throw him out.
So again, with nobody out, it's taking a chance, trying to score down all the way from first base on this extra base hit. As we take a look, a little different angle from up high.
About to find out. There's the tag.
Now, I don't
even before the hand got there.
He didn't touch it with his hand, but did he touch it with his foot as he went by? Right there. That left foot.
After review, the out at home is confirmed.
Okay. So there was a tag. Let's look at the full play once again.
It all begins right there. Reeder knows he has to get to this ball in a hurry. Gets it, no bobble, all the way to Arquette. Perfect throw home. You work on that in the fall and early spring. What a moment to use it right there.
Reeder got a perfect little bounce off the fence. As you said, immediately fired to Arquette. A really good throw from Arquette, and they nail down at the plate. Review backs that up. You see Reeder now battling that setting sun out in center field. That's about the only part of the field right now that's still getting some direct sunlight. Strike to Bryce Martin Grunzalonic. That was a bit of a gamble with nobody out. Sent him to the plate.
Well, I mean, any type of bobble right there, and he's safe. But it took a perfect cutoff relay to get Dowd at home plate. But yeah, taking a chance in the first inning.
1-2 pitch from Queen. Grzelcyk, a couple of hits so far in this regional. Edges at second, one out. Outside to Grzelcyk, and the count runs full. Strike three on the outside corner. Breaking ball. Here's Grzelcyk looking, 2 outs.
We saw a couple of pitches before, 87-mile-an-hour slider, but about the same thing. He painted him right there. Grzelcyk not thinking so.
Grzelcyk took a step towards first. That definitely was close on that low outside edge. Called strike three, so 2 down now. It's the cleanup hitter up, Adrian Lopez. Now they're going to call a pitch clock violation. Queen, so it's ball 1.
I think White Queen's just getting a little hurry out there. Getting some adrenaline going.
Lopez steps into the 1-0 count, and there's ball 2.
There's a rule now where you have to at least wait till the hitter makes eye contact with the pitcher. And I think he rushed it a little bit right there.
Four hits for Lopez in this regional. Now 3-0 count. Lopez spent his season at Long Beach State, his true freshman year, now in his first season with the Trojans. Sends that in the air to right side, backing up Peterson, and on the outfield grass makes the catch. Well, 2 hits, down thrown out at the plate, scoreless after 1. CAA Baseball Regionals are presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? And in part by USAA, proudly serving the military community and their families. And into the top of the 2nd inning from Corvallis. Braden Dowd shaken up on that play at the plate. He is in center field. Trojans took a gamble trying to score him with nobody out. And then Lopez, Adrian Lopez, swung at a 3-0 pitch, popped out to first to end the inning. And USC kind of pushing the envelope a little bit early.
Taking a couple chances, yes. But for the play at home, it took a perfect cutoff and relay. And I kind of understand with Adrian Lopez. I mean, he is a power hitter, but you have to look for one pitch in one location. His eyeballs got a little big right there.
Weber whacks in his center field for a base hit. Well, there's the first hit of the game for the Beavers. Leadoff 2nd inning single. And Weber, who continues to have a red-hot regional.
Big, strong catcher. Pulled the hands in really good right there. Hit a line drive to center field on a pitch where he tried to get in on it.
Weber is aboard. He had a 3-run homer yesterday against TCU. Added another in the earlier game today against St. Mary's. And Caraway. He has been squaring some balls up here.
He's homered in every game here in the regional. See, you look at Andrew Johnson, he talked about he extends well, so 90 gets up on you in a hurry. But it feels like it's 92, 93 miles an hour because he really extends out there.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Caraway, who's hit a solo home run, as Zeke was alluding to, in all 3 games that Oregon State has played so far in this region. Pitching him away again. 2-2. Nine homers now on the season for Trent Caraway. Hammers one foul. Earlier today against St. Mary's, his 3rd solo shot of the regional.
As soon as he hits it, the bench knows it.
Hit it over the scoreboard.
It's a long way. It went 406 feet over the scoreboard.
Caraway hits one hard right side, diving attempt by Covarrubias, who's able to knock it down. Well, they were giving him that side of the field as Covarrubias was cheating up the middle. He was able to get a glove on it with a dive to his left, but an infield hit. The first 2 were on.
Off the glove, and then couldn't find the baseball, but kept it on the infield. Runners aren't going to advance with it on the infield, but possibly if it gets by him, they might go first to third. But great effort to keep it on the infield, but just couldn't find it after that.
We'll bring up A.J. Singer. He does shorten up.
Good job here for Singer. One, you want to get it on the ground, but ideally you want to hit it firmly down to Hedges at third on the turf to bring him in, so no chance of getting the runner going to third.
Singer had a sacrifice bunt his first time up in the earlier game today against St. Mary's, and it's his 6th of the season, which ties him for the team lead in that department. Still looking to bunt on 2-0 and lays down a beauty. Johnson has to make the throw to first. So now that's a team leading 7th sack bunt on the season for Singer. And Weber and Caraway both in scoring position now.
That's a bunt hard down the third base line when you just deaden it out in front. Johnson had to come in a long way to get that bunt. Perfectly executed.
So 2 aboard for the center fielder, Cannon Reeder. That's up the third base side. Runner coming home, and Hedges can't field it cleanly. Weber scores. Caraway to third. And Reeder gives Oregon State an early lead.
Either Reeder on his own or it was just a safety squeeze, because Weber wasn't going immediately. He did once he saw the ball was in the air. Hedges trying to barehand it. I mean, if he doesn't touch it, it's got spin, it's going to go foul. So you're trying to get the runner going home, and a lot going Oregon State's direction so far in this game.
Well, that's an interesting decision by Reeder. It was definitely a safety squeeze as Weber, he didn't take off until the ball dropped and hit the ground. But it works out for Reeder in Oregon State and plates the game's first run. Still, we just 1 out in the inning, that being the sac bunt.
Turned into a base hit RBI for Reeder.
Sean Allen visit from the dugout for the Trojans. Base hit RBI for Reeder. Alice Macias, who's getting the start as the DH, second consecutive game, steps in. Now he bunts. Another safety squeeze. Shelley home. Safe. What is going on in Corvallis? Oregon State pushing all the right buttons early in this game.
Oregon State playing some small ball here. Another perfect bunt. Adrian Lopez coming in after tries to scoop it with the glove and just sticks in the glove. A good hustle getting down the line by Caraway. Never looked up, head down. The last three batters haven't got the ball off the infield, and a couple of runs are in.
When is the last time you saw back-to-back safety squeezes in the second inning of a game?
This makes you think of the importance for Oregon State of this game. Get a lead. Try to maintain that lead. Trying to force another game tomorrow. You win tonight, you play again tomorrow.
Idaho hitter up, Tice Peterson. Well, there's not a runner at third base, so for now we're not concerned about a third consecutive safety squeeze here in the second inning. Strike on the outside corner. Well, it's still a lot of baseball to play. We're in the top of the second inning, but for USC, you're thinking, okay, we took a couple of chances that didn't work out, and right now everything Oregon State is throwing out there is
turning into gold.
Turning into gold, exactly right. More gold. Base hit, left center. Around third. Here he comes. Throw comes to third base. Down to second there. Safe. And it keeps coming up aces for Oregon State, who've now scored 3 times here in the second. Peterson with an RBI hit brings in Reeder.
It's a hustle all the way around. And Reeder out at second had to stop for a second to see if it was going to get caught. But outfield playing deep enough for him to get around. That just come off. Another hustle play right there to get to second base. Yeah, Oregon State doing everything right. I mean, everything's working out. You're taking the extra base, forcing the issue.
There's a smile there on the head coach's face, Mitch Cannon, who's probably right now thinking, wait a minute, this is the same team that I had here on Friday. They lost to St. Mary's 6-4. And they couldn't get hardly anything going against Del Vecchio, the left-handed starter for St. Mary's. Here it is again. A third safety squeeze. This one actually, they do get it out at first base. I have never seen anything like this. Small ball extraordinaire, and it's a 4-run inning.
Talk obviously handled the bat well, just pulled it perfectly, and for Andrew Johnson, he able to get to it. Well, this is going to be another base hit. A great play just to get the out right there. Lopez playing back. He sees Talt drop the hand. That's just a perfect bunt. 3 this inning.
Incredible. Never seen anything like it. A 4-run inning now. The 8th batter to come up in the frame is Iva Arquette. Fly to right his first time up.
Oregon State batted around twice in the first game today against St. Mary's. 24th run of the day for Oregon State.
Wave and a miss. Fair to say, obviously it's a different opponent here, but offensively, Oregon State's continued some of that momentum from the game that just ended about an hour and a half ago.
You can look at it one of 2 ways. The well-rested USC or the momentum.
Yeah.
Which way do you want to go?
Exactly.
And right now, obviously the momentum is in OSU's favor.
swing and a miss. And the strikeout ends the inning. But 8 batters come to the plate. An inning that featured 4 bunts. And the Beavers score 4 times in front of this big crowd at Goss Stadium. Different ways to try to beat an opponent. The earlier game against St. Mary's, season high 21 hits, 20 runs. And what they do in the second inning, 4 bunts, 4 hits. You said something when we went to break. I mean, you're obviously heavily involved with your alma mater, Texas, and you said, I never even see Augie Garrido, and he was the king of small ball bunt that much.
led the world in getting runners over, and 4 bunts in one inning. One went for a base hit. You want to bang? We'll bang.
Yeah.
You want to play small ball? Oh, we can do that too.
Well, maybe somewhere Augie's looking down and smiling after that effort there from Mitch Cannon's team with 4 bunts and 4 runs. Covarrubias leading off. Quickly in the hole, no balls, 2 strikes. Five, 6, and 7 hitters here for the Trojans. Well, it's not like if you're USC, you wanted to give any reason for this big crowd to get juiced up even more. But the way the first part of this game has played out, they are juiced up.
That's one way to take home field advantage, the home crowd advantage out of it, is not to let things like that happen. But you couldn't stop Oregon State that inning.
That's down low, and Covarrubias got down 0-2, has worked it back full. Queen with a 3-2 pitch on the way. Bouncing ball towards the middle. Iva comes up with it. Throw by Arquette in time. Gets him by a step. 1 away in the Trojan second inning. Now the NCAA Regionals coverage for all 16 sites continues tomorrow on Monday on ESPN Plus and the ESPN app. For more information, visit ncaa.com, the home for all 90 NCAA championships. Will we be playing that, if necessary, Game 7 here tomorrow? We will if Oregon State wins this game. We will not if USC rallies and wins. And it would send the Trojans to the Supers for the first time in 20 years. Augie Lopez offering at the first pitch.
Good heater from Wyatt Queen, 94 with that fastball. Can't relax in games like this. You got a 4-run lead, can't relax. You still got to, on the mound, keep pressing the issue. When you get back in, keep pressing the issue.
To his breaking ball and finds himself ahead now 0-2 on Lopez. Augie with a 2-run homer against St. Mary's yesterday. And a 3-pitch strikeout of Augie Lopez. Second K for Queen. 2 outs in the inning.
Went upstairs with it. Augie Lopez couldn't see it very well. It just couldn't catch up with it. The fastball looks a little quicker when you can get the breaking ball over, and Queen's been able to do that early on.
Jack Bassier taking a hack at the first pitch. You got a first pitch breaker.
An 88-mile-an-hour slider. That was my fastball.
And coming at him again. Got him to chase. And it's 0-2.
I saw 2 different ones right there. The first one had a little depth to it, stayed up. That one looked like a split. This went straight down.
That ball's driven deep towards left center field, headed towards the alley. A diving attempt by Reeder, backing up the play. Turley, and on his way to third base, Bassier. He's going to get in there with a slide. First triple of the year for Jack Bassier. And it comes with 2 outs here in the second.
Threw 2 really good sliders, and left this one just left it on the plate. Great effort out there. You know he's going to have a double, but Basir, he's able to see it, and once that ball gets by, an easy triple.
With 2 outs, Mexico Martinez with a start in left field, his first start of the regionals. He had appeared in the previous games. And an RBI in St. Mary's yesterday. He puts USC on the board. 2-out rally here by the Trojans. Basir scores. And for Martinez, his 10th RBI of the season.
He had a couple hits in the first. Took a perfect relay to cut off the run at home. They didn't score then, and now with 2 outs. Triple by Basir. Maximo Martinez banging that one to left field for the RBI.
A response here with 2 outs from the Trojans to get on the board. After the 4th spot put up by Oregon State in the top of the inning. And here's the catcher Tejeda. Pick off attempt comes from Weber, but too late down to first. Three hits for him against TCU 2 days ago. He had 2 against St. Mary's yesterday. So 5 hits, 5 for 8. Seen Wyatt Queen. He's got a pretty quick move for that right-hander over to first base. He's shown it a number of times here.
It starts with the feet from a right-hander. Got to have quick feet. Sometimes you get ahead of yourself.
A little tap. This could be trouble. Bare hand. Throw to first. It's wide. Throws it away down the line and right. And they're going to try to score him. They initially were waving him around, but they're going to stop Martinez at third as Tolt was able to get to the ball and play it in. And OSU's fortunate that didn't turn really bad in a hurry after Queen's throw got up the line.
Oh, excuse me. Right here, Queen's going to get it, but he slips. Foot came out from under him right there. Goes a little wide. What's that left foot kind of slip on him? Momentum going away from the play.
It is a base hit for Tejeda. The throwing error allowing Martinez to advance to third. Pitching coach Rich Dorman's going to come out for Oregon State. Well, ESPN, your home for the NCAA College Baseball Regionals and for around-the-clock multi-game coverage. Scan that QR code on your screen. ESPN Plus subscribers can access expanded coverage with Squeeze Play. And our hats off to Chris Budden, Matt Schick now in the studio, but Mike Rooney and Chris Burke.
Overtime, working overtime.
Yeah, they're doing great work. Fun to watch them. They had a 5-game box earlier today when I was watching back at the hotel. And Squeeze Play was on, I think it was on ESPNU at the time, but
no, the Red Zone Octobox.
Was it the Octobox? That is Greg Swindell. I'm Mark Neely. Great to have you with us. Oregon State needed a win to force a decisive Game 7 tomorrow. USC win and they would go 3-0 in this regional and head to the Supers. Would have to go to Florida State in Tallahassee, but it would be their first trip to the Supers since 2005.
One swing of the bat.
And it's tied. The right swing of the bat for USC. It's Cade Higgins. Vegas. It's batting here for Dowd. So Dowd was involved in that play at the plate in the first inning. Got shaken up. He did come out and play center field next inning, but Higgins has come off the bench here to bat for him. Higgins, 1 at bat so far in the regional. That was against St. Mary's yesterday. He was 1 for 1. At Spring Valley High School in Vegas. balls and no strikes. Now he was bounced around. 2 years at Arizona State, 2 at UNLV. Now his first year at USC. Sends that to left field. Evan Turley maneuvers to his right, back a couple of steps to retire the side, but 2-out rally for USC produces 1 run, but they strand a pair, and it's a 3-run game. Well, Oregon was the first national seed eliminated. It was yesterday, and it's been a busy day today. The top 2 seeds are out. Vandy and Texas, first time since the last century, 1999, that the top 2 have gone out at the same time in the regionals.
You got to play your best baseball in the postseason. Top 2 seeds right there, gone.
Georgia and Clemson also out. Kate Higgins staying in the game in center field. So see if we get more word on Braden Dowd. Obviously the play at the plate was shaken up, and he has come out of the game. Turley swinging at the first pitch, hits it high and deep into the twilight, and that is up and gone. Saw a little deke there from the left fielder Martinez, but nothing he could do. It's over that 14-foot fence, and that is career home run number 50 for Gavin Turley. He's the OSU all-time leader in career home runs and RBIs.
With a 14-foot fence, and I think it went in that 50-foot pine tree out there. Man, this thing was up there for a while.
Yeah, we're kind of in the twilight time right now, so the ball kind of got lost up in the sky. It just cleared the fence there in the left field corner by those evergreens you were mentioning.
So Turley, he looked straight up. That ball took straight up.
A big day for Turley. He just took over the career RBI leader in school history late in the St. Mary's game earlier today, and already on the home run record, but that's a big round number right there, 50.
All smiles over there in the Oregon State dugout right now.
So USC put out a 2-out rally together and got a run, and Turley gets it right back with 1 swing. So we're back to a 4-run lead for Oregon State. Ball's hammered to the alley in left center field by Weber. That's going to bounce all the way to the fence. And Weber's going to stand at second with his 13th 2-base hit of the year and his 2nd hit of the game.
Hits the ball hard. When he puts it in play, he hits the ball really hard. The ball getting all the way to the wall out there in left center. He knows it right there. He's getting after it out of the box. I don't know if he was thinking 3 or what. That was a pretty easy double. Now 6 for 15 with a couple of home runs. 6 RBI for the backstop. Wilson Weber.
Trojans do have activity in the bullpen with Jackson Baker. First pitch swing at Caraway, high foul pop that's going to find the seats on the third base side. Now, if you're Oregon State, it's just in the top of the third. You're the visiting team on your home field, but about everything that could go right has gone right so far in this game for the Beavers.
They're feeling a little comfortable in the box.
Yeah, they're getting some very comfortable swings. That wasn't exactly a great swing as he got tied up.
You make an adjustment on the mound, and you can't obviously, with the 20 runs in the first game, 21 hits, they're seeing the ball very well today. Can't throw it over the center of the plate. Got to keep it on the edges. Use your breaking ball a little bit, maybe a little more often, especially 0-2 right here.
That's hit towards right center field. This is Higgins in the game now in center, and the right fielder comes in. Basir can't come up with it. Around third, Weber coming for the plate. Here comes the throw home. Head first slide, safe. In some ways, a play at the plate remarkably similar to the one where Dow got hurt for USC earlier. But this time, it's Weber who slides in safely for OSU.
The ball hit off the end. Outfitters are coming in. A great effort, but it gets by both. And with that, Weber's going to be waved around. Another strong throw, accurate throw. Weber, left hand, hits Tejada's foot. So he reaches around with his right hand. He got the plate, but was he tagged also? We're not going to review it. See right there, the foot's in the way.
So here's an instance with nobody out, trying to score at the plate, and it works for Oregon State, and it did not work for USC in the first inning.
And both were bang bang plays.
Just like that. Just like that. So a pitching change. USC lifts the starter, Andrew Johnson. Beavers batting in the top of the third inning, and they chase the starting pitcher for USC, Andrew Johnson, who sitting in the back of the dugout or standing back there now. Set the side down in order in the first, but things started going sideways in the second. He's up 7 hits in those inning plus. Jackson Baker takes over on the mound.
Jackson Baker, 6'1", out of Austin, Texas. 15th appearance for the young man. 21 2/3. Something you got to look at here. 17 walks in those 21 2/3 innings.
Sanger takes a strike. Jackson Baker, who went to Lake Travis High School in Austin, had some time at Alabama. Bunted by Singer. The shovel, the long shovel by Tejada.
Saw Tejada do that in the game yesterday as well.
He did indeed, but another sacrifice for Singer, is second already in the game, and then advances Carraway over to third.
The ground levels out right there. You think it might roll foul, but it levels out, and Tejada gets it with a little scoop and another pick at the end.
There's 3 sacrifices laid down by Singer today. He had 1 in the earlier game, 2 now in this one, and Carraway at third for Reeder. Reeder got a breaking ball that he wasn't close to, and that's going to bring a visit from the dugout and a timeout here.
You slow the heart rate down a little bit. Center fielder, good speed. You can tell he's high wire. Just slowing him down a little bit right here.
And laid down one of those 4 bunts in the second inning that brought in a run. And after losing to St. Mary's in the first game, Oregon State's been on the losers bracket side trying to make this climb. You got to win 4 in a row after that. 1-2. 6-1 lead here. I think Jackson Baker said, hey, there was a reason your coach came out to talk to you. I'm going to throw you the same pitch again, see what you do.
Keep it off the plate. infield end here for the Trojans.
Baker's throwing Reeder 3 sliders, a ball and 2 strikes. None of them have actually been in the strike zone. Well, and he brings a 4th, and that results in a strikeout.
Ball hitting the dirt. Yeah, opportunity to go to first, but once you leave the circle around home plate, you're giving yourself up. You can see Tejada sit there and wait for him. Ball actually didn't hit the turf. Caught it in the webbing. Well, kind of hit the chalk coming up. You see Tejada wait. Once they get out of the circle, we're all good.
DH Dallas Macias. He had a sac bunt. And then 4-run second. Low from Baker. 3-0.
USC swinging a 3-0 pitch in the first inning, because we see one here from Macias. Should get a fastball he can hit.
And a 4-pitch walk to Macias. That's the first walk handed out by Trojan pitching in the game. Runners are at the corners with 2 outs with a 9-hole hitter, Tice Peterson. Drove in a run with a base hit an inning ago. Five straight out of the zone from Baker.
Go back to that slider, working for him against Reeder.
Now can locate the 93-mile-per-hour fastball again. Goss Stadium crowd is making sure that Jackson Baker knows just how many consecutive balls he has thrown.
As a pitcher, you know how many you've thrown. Can you block out what they're yelling at you?
Angelonic just trying to break up the tempo here in the mojo if he can. Trying to help out his pitcher. Well, if you weren't counting along with the crowd at Goss Stadium, that's 8 straight out of the zone, and it's loaded the bases. The inning began with a Gavin Turley home run.
Moonshot.
That was against the starter, Andrew Johnson. And now out comes Andy Stankiewicz, the head coach of the Trojans. Normally, he's just going out to talk here. Cushnie's up in the bullpen. We saw Stankiewicz, but Sean Allen's the one that's come out to have the conversation.
You let Easton Talk right now swing away. He's one of the, up there in leading nation in walks, has more walks than he does strikeouts on the season, but he got a pitcher on the mound that's thrown 8 wide ones. I say you got to take a strike. Normally with the bases loaded, you're not taking.
And with that, Jackson Baker is hoping that's the last he's heard that chant from the Goss Stadium crowd.
See, if I'm pitching, I'm thinking to myself, now strike one, strike one, just to kind of get it out.
Not bad. Ground ball, right side to his right from the outfield grass. Covarrubias throws him out. We do get a couple, but Strand, the bases loaded. Oregon State has a 6-1 lead. We'll visit with Mitch Canham, head coach of the Beavers, when we come back. 7th game tomorrow. They're up 6-1 here going to the bottom of the 3rd. Let's chat with their head coach, Mitch Canham. Not asking you to give away trade secrets, but tell me about the strategy in the 2nd inning when I started seeing more small ball than I have in a really long time in this game.
Just following the flow of our guys right there and the looks that they were giving us. You know, I mean, we've done a little bit of that this year, and it's always been a big part of Oregon State to move runners and apply pressure. And just the setup that we had going into that, the looks they were giving us, and the energy and the want of our guys to put the ball down. I mean, Singer's already put down a couple sack bunts, moving guys over and applying pressure. So, you know, continually creating long innings, putting numbers up on the board, and, you know, just the Beaver way, I guess.
Coach, you know, momentum is a crazy thing. Coming off that first game and carrying it over into this game. But in a game like this, you just got to keep pressing the pedal to the metal.
Yeah, at the beginning, it was said, you know, this is a must-win game. I mean, the way we look at every game all season long and every practice is it's a must-win. You got to win today and every moment of every day. And if you fail, you get your butt back up and you learn from it and you continue to fight. And, you know, right now, that's the the energy in this group and what they want to do together is amazing. And that's just part of the story that they've created throughout the entirety of this year.
Hedges leading off here for USC. Interesting moment that we saw in the earlier game today, and you talk about the Beaver way, when Gavin Turley had the RBI to break Conforto's career RBI record, and then to get that big round number 50th home run earlier in this game. What's Gavin meant to your program here?
How long do you want me on for?
Yeah.
We could do this all night. To try to be brief, but I really don't want to when talking about him. He's an incredibly special human being. I hold him very dear to my heart, as many of us all do. He means the world to all of us in the clubhouse. Anyone who's ever been around him has been better for him. And watching the way that he grows on the field and off the field, how he takes care of other people. I mean, if you want him to play the piano, if you want him to fly a plane, well, he knows how to do both of those really well. You tell him that you want him to start slugging the ball to right center more, and he does it and then some. Shoot, he came in, I don't think he's ever bunted a ball in his life, and he's already this year laid down a push and a drag just to get the momentum going for the guys. But you know, it's more than that. Even my little kids at home, Mac and Maya, they absolutely love him too. And, you know, they're going to be sad to see him leave, but they also know that he's part of our family for life, just like each and every one of these guys.
Coach, you had another record crowd in the first game. What does these fans are very knowledgeable. They have to mean a lot to you as well.
Yeah, even from my playing days, there's a handful sitting behind home that are still sitting back there, still giving me a hard time. Love it. But it's just an incredible crowd. You know, don't look at 4,000, what, 340 or something like that. And they're just in on every pitch. Putting more seats out in left center was exciting as well. And I know that there's a lot of people that all wish they could be in here watching. I see people up on the parking garage too, poking their head over, just like they used to do back in the early 2000s. But you know, and it has each different area has its own little community. You know, very interesting. Go down to Case Corner, go out in the right field bleachers. You got the scaffold out in the left, the group that sits behind home, the student section over here. I mean, it's banners is always rowdy and popcorn's flying all over the place. But it's a beautiful home, and we are very grateful for every moment we get to spend here.
Well, a strikeout of Grudzielanek for the second out. Hey, this matchup, I mean, your time as a player and now as the head coach here at Oregon State, we were calling this a Pac-12 reunion. When you see this matchup with USC, what kind of feelings do you get?
I'm so focused on our guys.
Yeah, I know.
That's that's really what it is with whoever we're playing against. We're independent. We're party of us, and like whether it's getting on the road and playing all year long, and we've always said it. We're going to bust our butt all year long, and if it takes us being on the road so that we could play the most meaningful games at home with our crowd, then we're going to do whatever it takes possible. And so everything has just been focused on us and our development in every way, shape, or form, and getting us to this moment where we can come out and compete. And that's what we want to do, and we want to do it together. So it's really
yeah.
Sorry, that's not maybe what you wanted, but at the same time.
No, you know what? I thought you may take me back about 15 years to some big series that you had in LA or here.
Hey, I tell you this, Coach Casey is locked on the memory. He can tell you every pitch of every game. I was a wrestler and a football player and got hit in the head many times, so my memory's not as good. Do it, kid. Let's go.
3 up, 3 down. We'll leave it there. Mitch, thanks so much for the time.
Thank you, guys. Go Beavs.
Savory, juicy, and hold up. It's got
What is turned into gold. Now, the Beavers head coach Mitch Cannon was telling us about the folks on the parking decks that are just kind of over around the stadium, even though they have obstructed view or no view, just to kind of be part of the atmosphere. And that gentleman's he's a perfect example of that. I don't think he can see the field. These folks certainly can. They like what they've seen so far, but USC trying to keep this a 5-run game as the Beavers come up the top of the 4th. About everything that could go right for Oregon State has gone right through the first third of this game. They have the 2, 3, and 4 hitters up. Arquette leading off. Iba has flied to right and struck out. 0 for 2 so far. Just going to hit one over by that parking deck. Now, for those of you on the East Coast, on the other side of the country, where it's just turned midnight, we hit 9 p.m. here on the West Coast. Mark Neely, former 2001 world champion with the D-backs. Greg Swindell. Must win for Oregon State. USC knows that even if they cannot win this game, if they do, they move right to the Supers. But if they don't, it sets up a decisive Game 7 tomorrow. Ball's hit hard, and now Arquette joins the hit party. He gets his first hit of this game. And for the 3rd consecutive inning, Oregon State puts the leadoff batter on base.
Ball gets off Iva Arquette's bat in a hurry. Had to shift. Martin Grudzielanek was played over in the hole a little bit and still couldn't get to that one. Ball hit really hard. Now, Oregon State, 12 innings so far today. They've scored in all but 4. They've scored in 8 of the 12 innings today.
Here is Turley. He shortens the bunt and takes a strike. Coach Cannon was telling us that Gavin Turley has his pilot license. He does. And what he told you and I a couple days ago that we didn't know is that Oregon State University has a flying club. And they rent out airplanes, which he has done on a number of occasions to go fly the Cessnas.
And nowadays, it's a little cheaper than a rental car.
It is. I said, what if you wanted to fly to Portland for dinner and come back, which it's about an hour-and-a-half drive each way from here to Portland. He said, they charged me about $150. And I said, that sounds a lot better than an Uber.
You know what? He can fly a plane and rent a plane, but he can't rent a car.
That was the funny thing he mentioned. Said, how about that, guys? Down to second goes Arquette. We said, you can rent a plane, but you can't rent a car. Says he flies the Cessna 172s. I have no idea what model that is, but for those that are into aviation, I'm sure it means something.
Sounded good.
Yeah. Picks up high, 3 balls and a strike. He says his dad played piano when he was younger. That attracted him to playing keyboards. And it's a walk to Turley. And the first 2 are on in the Oregon State 4th inning. Wilson Weber, the catcher, comes up to cleanup hitter. He, like a number of his teammates, has been riding a hot bat the last few days here.
6 for 15. 2 out of the park, 6 RBI. Got an opportunity here with a couple on again. And no outs.
Six runs, 8 hits for the Beavers. 1 run, 5 hits for the Trojans. Anchor falls behind, 2 balls and no strikes. USC finished 4 games out of the top spot in the regular season of the Big Ten in 4th place. Went into pool play in the Big Ten tournament, lost their first game to Penn State, beat Washington, knowing it wouldn't extend their run in the tournament, the Big Ten tournament, but it was an important game that they really feel got them in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, selection show, they sweating it out a little bit on the last 4 in for the Trojans.
Yeah, and Andy Stankowicz's first season, 2 years ago, they thought they were getting in and didn't. They sweated it out, but they got in for the first time in 10 years. And this is a program that has more national titles than any school. 12 national titles. Remember, they won 5 in a row, 70 through 74.
That's the thing with Oregon State's, South Carolina's, LSU's. You tend to forget how good and storied USC's program is. Because it's been a while.
It has. 12 national titles. Andy Stankiewicz says bringing that back. That's part of why he came to USC. Those NCAA tournaments since 2000, the turn of the century, just 6. Last time they made Men's College World Series, it's been a while. I'll go back to the last national title was '98. That ball right towards the middle, knocked down. Covarrubias flips to Grudzielanek. They get a force out there. Good play by Covarrubias. That ball got on him in a hurry. They do get an out, and runners are at the corners for the Beavers with 1 away.
You played up the middle, and the line drive that goes by Jackson Baker, the umpire. is standing right there. Nate Huber kind of shielded him a little bit. So, yeah, just to stop that ball and get the out. Nice play from Covarrubias.
By the way, 2001, the last time they made it to the Men's College World Series for USC. And they're also a team that's really been kind of playing without a home. Dado Field's been getting redone for the last 2 years. So they played their home games, some at Irvine this year, some at Loyola Marymount. That will change next year. Dado Field will be ready for the season. Strike one to Caraway.
Coach Dado called everybody Tiger.
Really?
Got the tour with the Olympic team in '84. He was the head coach. And he just, Tiger. Good job, Tiger. Tiger, go get your glove. Tiger, grab a bat. Always smiling, Coach Dado. Sid Aikens was a USC Trojan. Mark McGuire, O.W. McDowell, Shane Mack, Corey Snyder, Will Clark. We can go on and on. I'm an 18-year-old kid, and I have to face these guys in the inter squad.
How'd that go?
It made me grow up in a hurry.
1-2 pitch coming to Caraway.
Scott Bankhead, one of the pitchers.
Ooh. Got him looking for the second out. Jackson Baker towards his second strikeout since coming in the game in relief.
Breaking ball. Might have been outside. Tata right here. Stuck it right on the outside corner. Well, a few times Caraway's not rounded the bases or been on base today.
Yeah, he's had a monster regional. They get a big out there as A.J. Singer takes strike one on the outside corners. Baker seems to be spotting up that breaking ball on the outside edge to these right-handed hitters effectively. No official at bats for Singer, just a couple of sack bunts. I say just, they've been huge plays.
Coach Dado even let me bat a couple times.
Really? Against?
Yeah, when I said Tiger, he said, Tiger, grab a bat. I'm like, no, you're kidding. No, you're going to bat. Once I bat against the Double-A Mets. A submariner throwing from knuckles hitting the ground. Second time was in the Astrodome in my hometown against Japan.
Wow.
And guess what he was doing? Throwing submariner from the knuckle drag in the ground. It's like,
deja vu.
Thanks, Coach.
USC trying to keep Morgan State off the board here. The top of the fourth. They had 2 on, nobody out. They're at the corners with 2 outs. 1-2 pitch. From first goes. Throw goes to second, and Covarrubias, who looked like he was setting up the play, thinking that if the runner from third was headed to the plate, he was going to cut it off and try to get him in a pickle. And that throw almost got over his head.
I think he was expecting maybe Marquette was going to come home, but all he had to do was get in the air and stop it from getting by him.
So Weber gets his second stolen base of the season. The catcher, but there's strike 3 on the outside corner. Again, that slider on the outside edge gets Singer looking. And they keep the Beavers off the board in the top of the fourth. So the top 2 seeds are out in the regional round in the same season. The second time since 1999. Texas, Vandy are out. Georgia, Clemson as well. Of course, we saw Oregon yesterday. They were the first national seed to be eliminated. Is this regional round going, I would say, like we expected, but we knew there was parity around. We were going to see some of this.
Exactly. I believe West Virginia punched their ticket as well. 13-12 win over Kentucky.
They did indeed.
I think that's their 3rd straight Super.
So advance the Mountaineers. Here in Corvallis, we're in the regional final. USC needing 1 win, Oregon State needing 2. Head to the Supers. If it's USC, they would go to Florida State. If it's Oregon State, they would stay here and host the Seminoles. Avery Covarrubias leading off is 0 for 1 with a ground out to short. There's a strike poured in. Wyatt Queen, the young right-hander Queen's been pretty impressive here to start this game.
Very impressive. He's gone 5 1/3. He's gone 6 innings before, just 51 pitches. Now in the 4th, going back and forth, starting to relieving.
Center field, Cannon Reeder comes in. It's 5 in a row now, set down by Queen. Oh, the NCAA regionals, the coverage for all 16 sites continuing tomorrow on ESPN Plus and the ESPN app. For more information, visit ncaa.com, the home for all 90 NCAA championships. Here's Augie Lopez. Pitch strike from Queen. Augie fanned in the 2nd. Lopez did have a 2-run homer against St. Mary's yesterday. And he hit safely in the first 2 games, regionals. On the left side open for Lopez on that 3rd base side. Singer out in shallow right field. Off the outside corner. There's that defensive shift. The left-handed batter. He sends it down the other way. Turley giving chase right near the line and makes the catch a couple of steps into fair territory.
Looked like for a second it might reached the bleachers, but came back in fair territory.
Got a wind now blowing towards left center field. Again, it was blowing out towards right center in the earlier game today. I think you saw a reaction from Turley. Like, hey, yeah, the wind's playing a part in this. When we get to the next inning, we'll visit with the Trojans head coach, Andy Stankiewicz. Down for Basir. Jack whacks one to right field. Taup though coming in. It's going to drop. And Basir, who legged out a triple, his first 3-base hit of the year a couple innings ago, has his 2nd hit. This one also with 2 outs.
Off the end. Placed it out there perfectly close to the right field line. Nothing Easton Taup could do. Just catch up with it and get it back to the infield.
Ooh, man.
He had him if it was on
the base.
Part of the base.
Yeah.
Queen one you cannot take your eyes off of. Very quick feet on the mound with his move.
Swing and a miss. Maximo Martinez drove in the Trojans' run in the second. The base hit to left. It brought in Basir from third base. Bounced up there. Kicks off for Weber, and down to second goes Basir.
Basir didn't pick it up initially. He picked it up. Got a secondary lead and didn't go immediately. This ball was spiked right in the turf. Out in front of the plate.
Turf it is. If you aren't familiar with Goss Stadium, everything you're seeing is actually artificial turf. There's not a speck of dirt, real dirt on that field. And the dirt area is artificial. He went around.
Occasionally you'll hear us say dirt.
Yeah, we're still going to use that terminology.
That's just because we're older than dirt.
That's right.
And we still played on dirt.
Yeah.
Well, I'm old.
It's turf, but it's dirt. It qualifies.
It's brown.
It's the dirt area.
It's brown.
Strike three call. A strikeout ends the inning. When we come back, we'll visit with Andy Stankiewicz, the Trojan head coach. It's a must-win for Oregon State if they're to extend their season. USC needs just one more win either tonight or tomorrow to head to the Super Regional round. 6-1. Beavers lead it. Let's bring in Andy Stankiewicz, head coach of the Trojans. You know, the beauty of this great sport, obviously, you know this, is you come to the park, you never know what you're going to see day in, day out. How did you guys, or how are you navigating what was, I don't know if I'll call it bizarre, but a highly unusual start to this game for you guys?
It is what it is. It's baseball, right? We got here plenty of time, got some good swings in. So, no, we understand the terms when you're in a regional. This is what can happen, and so you just got to show up ready to go. And we haven't done a really good job thus far, obviously. They've done a nice job of executing, playing really good baseball, putting pressure on us, and we haven't responded real well. And our young guy on the mound left some balls up, and good hitting ball club's going to take advantage of that, and that's exactly what they've done to go ahead and jump out in front.
And you understand, you have the offense. You just have to figure out Mr. Queen right now.
Yeah, he's throwing the ball really well. Got a good fastball. He just got us on the high one. He's got a good breaking ball, and we're pulling off it, as you know, Greg. That's a tough right-handed hitters, and if you're going to pull off a breaking ball away, you're going to have a hard time. And so we got to stay on it. We got to use the middle of the diamond better. Just take our base hits up the middle, not try to get too big. If we're going to get back into this thing, we got to get some base runners. And so that's what it's about. We're just a little bit too big in those spots and not taking that nice little line drive back up the middle.
Brought in a new pitcher, Ben Cushnie. Before we let you go, what can we expect from Ben when he's going well?
Well, he's lefty, right? We just he's a youngster. We need to see what he can do, and it's an opportunity for him to get him down and showcase himself a little bit. Hopefully, just get us a couple good innings of work right here. Get some weak contact. He's going to be a lefty that's going to have to play a little bit, and curveball, changeup, mix it up a little bit. And so we'll see. He's got a good arm, and so it's a big moment for him, and we need him to step up in a big way to keep us right here. We can't afford to give up any more runs.
Yeah, we'll let you get back to it. Thanks so much for the time, Andy.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Our pleasure. Head coach Andy Stankiewicz in his third season. His 14th overall as a head coach. Did great work at Grand Canyon for 11 seasons. He's four-time WAC Coach of the Year there. And guy who also spent time in the Yankees and Mariners minor league system as a coach. And there's the aforementioned Ben Cushnie, the freshman from Santa Clarita. There's a strike from Cushnie. I let Coach Stankiewicz kind of steal a little bit of your thunder on purpose. Let him do the scout.
Hey, he knows him better than anyone.
Hey, that agreed.
And Ben has really good numbers.
Well, Coach Stankiewicz brings up an interesting point because, again, for USC, it's not a must-win. So how he manages, especially the bullpen and the pitching in this game, if they're unable to come back, who they have available, how much they can use them if there is a necessary tomorrow for them is a big deal in this game.
It is. And you heard him. He says he's a young kid, a freshman. He's showcasing him, seeing, get him in this type of environment. He's going to need this kid not just tonight, maybe tomorrow. Get him a couple innings here. You win. You need him next week, but more importantly, the next couple years while he's at USC.
And there's a strikeout to begin the inning. You know, part of the equation is Cushney gets the strikeout here.
Ball didn't do too much, enough to get by Cannon Reader.
As you heard Coach Danko would say, once they at least get a couple innings out of Cushney, good innings, that's big. You know, what we saw in USC's last game against St. Mary, it was lefty, hard-throwing lefty Caden Hunter come in the game and close it out and get his first save. Look out. So that's one of the aces in Coach Stankowicz's back pocket there, is when he breaks out Caden Hunter, and obviously he's hoping that's a spot when he has an opportunity to clinch this regional.
Caden Hunter was really impressive. Big, tall lefty, 95, 96.
Hunter, a big part of that close to the game yesterday. He threw an inning and a third, struck out 2, no runs, no hits. Ball's hit towards the right field corner, foul. Hunter threw 21 pitches, and I think 20 of them were fastballs.
I've always said it. I believe the starting pitcher can go out there and throw every pitch a fastball. Every pitch. You don't have to throw a breaking ball, especially if you're 95, 96 and locating. Hitters. I've been a hitter. I know how hard it is to sit in the box if you're thinking, what's he going to throw here? What's he going to throw here? A lot of thinking goes on. No one's ever done it, but you're 95, 96 and locating. That's pretty good from the left side. And then you can float that slow curveball in there.
He gets Macias with the second out. There's Tice Peterson. You know, you can flip that to the other side for Oregon State. Remember, their starting pitcher in the first game on Friday against St. Mary, which they lost, was Eric Segura. He's been a big part of their staff. He did not have a good outing. When does he bring him back at some point? So it's fascinating to know the maneuvers, especially operating on the pitching side when you get to this point of a region.
You have to go through every scenario. What if he doesn't get an out? What if he Segura got one out? Who do we turn to? What's the score going to be? Can we trust this kid in this situation? Is the moment too big for him?
Fascinating time of the year. All the decisions that go into it. That's bounced up there by Cushney. Right now it's Oregon State, the upper hand in this game at 6-1, but again, they're trying to make a run of 4 in a row to get them to the Supers. First pitch there. Cushney. Stankovic thought maybe they had strike 3 to get out of the inning there. Bouncy ball off the glove of Cushney. Grudzelanic's throw will be late. Peterson legs out an infield hit. He's on base for a 3rd time in this game with his 2nd hit.
As a pitcher, you want to react. You want to catch this baseball. It just tips off the glove, and that slowed it down just enough. Grudzelanik makes a really nice play. Strong throw. Peterson hustling down the line.
A 2-out base runner for the Beavers, and it flips the lineup back to the top. He's to Talt. This time Kushney checks on the base runner.
We've seen him pull the bunt with him. Not sure if he'll do it with 2 strikes, but a lefty on the mound. He's an excellent bunter with good speed.
And the play you're referring to, we saw Talt earlier in this regional, kind of with the same defensive setup with a left-handed pitcher up that falls off to the third base side a little bit. He just kind of pushed the bunt up the right side of the infield. The second baseman so deep they can't get him. He's swinging away here, and now he's behind 2 strikes.
Big swing from Talt.
Now with 2 strikes.
You see Kushney throw that little breaking ball in there. Threw it in there about lower 70s. Got a strikeout of Macias.
See the defense. Saw the defense there with 2 strikes now. As Hedges, the third baseman, basically playing where the second baseman normally would now. Even almost all that left side of the infield open. Peterson hasn't done much running, as you saw, just 1 for 2 in steal attempts. With 2 outs, Kushney paying very close attention. Ground ball right side, diving stop. Adrian Lopez gets up and takes it to the base himself. And that takes care of Oregon State in the 5th.
Adrian Lopez using that full 6'5" body. Big stretch out there. Now you got to hurry and get to the bag.
Hey, if I asked you to name another team called the Trojans, you could say the Little Rock Trojans. And right now, they're ahead of LSU, trying to force a decisive Game 7 in Baton Rouge. Those top 2 seeds are out. Vandy and Texas. Our first complete super regional matchup set. Coastal and Auburn.
That'll be a good one. Coastal's playing as good a baseball as anyone. Auburn obviously winning and advancing. Big time stuff.
9-1-2 batters for USC. They're in the home half of the 5th. USC, the home team in this game on Oregon State's home field. Six-1 lead for the Beavers. They had a 4-run second, 2-run third. The only run so far. USC, they scored 2 outs in the second.
The game's kind of settled down here. A couple innings.
Yes, it has that for USC, especially on the mound. I don't think they've gotten the offense where they would like to get it to try to come back in this game. A swing and a miss, which was really why I asked Coach Stankiewicz that, because the beginning of the game, man, it was coming fast and furious in all different kind of weird directions for them. And just kind of getting through that and trying to stabilize the game was job 1. I think they've done that. Trying to get the offense going against Queen has been another story. I think that's the other big story here, certainly for Oregon State, has been Wyatt Queen.
Well, definitely. His last 2 outings since May 11th, May 15th. Only throwing 29 and 27 pitches, and tonight this will be his 70th pitch, getting you into the 5th inning.
That's lined into left field. Richard Tejeda has his 2nd hit of the game and continues to play and hit well here in the Corvallis Regional.
4+ for Wyatt Queen. 7 hits, no walks. That's huge.
I knew you would pick that up.
In games like this, you don't want to give too many free passes. He hasn't given up any.
I knew you would gravitate right to that 0 walks.
He has. He's thrown 103 in a game against Oregon back at the end of April.
Top of the order, which is now Cade Higgins, who came in the game in the second. Dowd was shaken up in a play at the plate in the bottom of the first inning. Did come back out defensively for 1 inning, but then left the game. And Higgins has been in this leadoff spot since then. Fly to left his previous at bat in the second inning. Ground ball, base hit, right field. And Tejeda will stop at second as Tolt plays the ball in. And Cade Higgins with a base hit. And the Trojans have the first 2 on in the bottom of the 5th.
Back-to-back base hits for the Trojans. That one there hit crisply through the infield.
There's a chance to get right back in this game. You got your top hitter for the season, Ethan Hedges, at the plate. He doubled his first time up. That was the play that Dowd wound up trying to score with nobody out. And got banged up. Hedges a slow roller to the right side last time, and that's going to bring a visit from the Beavers dugout. Now, ESPN, the home for the NCAA College Baseball Regionals, and for around-the-clock multi-game coverage, scan the QR code there on your screen, and ESPN Plus subscribers can access expanded coverage with Squeeze Play, which, even though it's past midnight on the East Coast, is still up and running. Matt Schick, Runes, and Berkey. Kellen Oaks has started to heat the Oregon State bullpen.
Seen Kellen already in a game here in the regional.
Happy to have you with us on this Sunday evening from the West Coast. Mark Neely, along with 1989 American League All-Star Greg Swindell. Oregon State trying to force a decisive Game 7 tomorrow. USC with a win here, they're able to come back, or win tomorrow if it gets to that. Make it to their first Super Regional in 20 years. Look to Hedges. Crowd liked the breaking ball. Plate umpire Derek Malika said ball 1.
Just an extra base hit for cutting his lead in half.
A big spot here for the Trojans. Pitching it carefully, missed in on the first, missed away with that slider. Hedges has gone deep a couple times in this regional, both solo shots and both in one game, and a win over St. Mary's yesterday. I know you're not crazy about loading the bases with nobody out, but if you're Oregon State, the worst thing in the world might not be putting Hedges on here and loading the bases. Taking the bat out of his hands. They pitched to him very carefully there. A lot of respect for Hedges. We didn't see anything to hit in 4 pitches, and takes the base. You really see that's how Mitch Canham and Oregon State was going to play it there. Last thing we need is a 2-run extra base hit or a 3-run homer to get him right back in the game.
Yeah, but now you
true.
Give one up. Stick with him for the time being. bringing a little life into that Trojan dugout.
Zolonic swings at the first pitch. If there's that old adage where you pick that one player on the other team that you're not going to let beat you, it certainly seemed like that was the case there, the way they pitched the Hedges.
Yeah, after 2 over the fence yesterday.
Yeah. And Zolonic struck out twice against Queen. Ball's in a strike.
Wheels are turning.
They are.
In both dugouts right now.
No question. 80 pitches now from Queen. Foul tipped at the plate by Zolonic.
Into the 2-1 breaking ball. We've seen that. Markham man with that breaking ball right now, trying to overthrow the fastball. Kellen Oaks is ready down in the pen.
Big 2-2 pitch in the air down the right field side, not hit all that deep and into foul territory. Had it for a moment, but lost it. Peterson had it in the mid, then right near when he got near that pole in the stands, lost the handle on it.
It kind of juts out and pole, holding the net up, the screen, protect the fans. He's right on it, but just got him right in the palm. Unable to hold on.
Trojans with the bases loaded, nobody out. Bases loaded, 1 out. Queen fans Zolonic for a 3rd time. His 5th overall K of the game.
Been using the breaking ball as a strike pitch. This one here, changeup it looked like. Zolonic way out in front, a huge out for Queen.
The Trojans have their cleanup hitter up now. First baseman Adrian Lopez. And that's going to be all for Wyatt Queen. OSU's going to make
Savory, juicy, and
was 4 to 3rd, and will depart with the bases loaded. I think all in all, this Corvallis crowd is going to be very happy with the work they got from the young right-hander tonight.
We got you halfway through the game. Nice round of applause from the Beaver fans. USC got something cooking here in the 5th. Bases loaded, 1 out. New pitcher coming in.
That'll be Kellen Oaks. We'll tell you more about him on the other side of this 1-minute break. For Oregon State, they got 4 of those runs in that 2nd inning. And how many times are we going to show 2 bunts as 2 of the bigger plays in an inning? A couple plays at the plate, yeah. An RBI base hit up the middle, and then, oh yes, there was a 3rd bunt.
Easton Tall taking one with him and took a really good play, but Johnson didn't get the out right there. And then Gavin Turley, ball took off straight up. You saw it right there, come down right beyond the fence to make it 5-1.
50th career home run for Turley, and now new pitcher Wyatt Queen departs after 4 1/3. 3 on base, still his responsibility. And Kellen Oaks has taken over on the mound for the Beavers. Comes in a first pitch fastball at 95 for strike one.
Slinging that fastball in there. 6'2", 201, Canby, Oregon. 17th appearance, has appeared in this regional already. And St. Mary's went 2 1/3, just 1 hit, no runs.
Very good strikeout to walk ratio for somebody that throws that hard.
Was his that innings pitched. And then both been pumping some strikes. An easy situation coming in with the bases loaded. No room for error. You got to come out of that bullpen knowing what's working, what's not. Because you don't have time to find it when you get out there.
USC trying to find a way to get back in this game. Down 5 in the bottom of the 5th. They have them loaded. Had them loaded with no outs. And now they're loaded with 2 outs. 95 on the outside corner. Strike 3.
Take a look at this one. Set up away. Just dotted it. Right there. Now Kellen Oaks can't get ahead of yourself. Taking care of first hitter you face. Now this is one of the most important in this inning, getting out of a bases loaded jam.
1-1 to Covarrubias. Newbury's flied out and grounded out. Bases loaded, no out. The bases loaded, 2 outs. Didn't get either of the first 2 fastballs he has thrown to Covarrubias over, so it's 2 balls, no strikes. I assume if you're Covarrubias, you're sitting dead red. Well, and if you are, that result.
Swing and miss. Well, it's a gutsy pitch. You have to get it close to the plate. You know the hitter is thinking fastball, as you were.
Yeah. What does he bring? 2-1.
The heat.
Yes.
Give him the heater.
Two 2-0 to 2-2. And here comes that Goss Stadium crowd again. Well, Oregon State refused to pitch to Hedges and loaded the bases with nobody out. And that strategy pays off. Oregon State 6 runs all in the first 3 innings. They have a 6-1 lead. Queen pitched well, 4 1/3. Now just the 1 run. And the Trojans just left the bases loaded in the 5th. They had them loaded with nobody out and failed to score.
Credit. Some pretty good pitching in that situation. Kellen Oaks coming in and striking out both he faced with the bases loaded to get out of that jam.
Here comes the heart of the order for the Beavers. And Arquette makes a 90, I should say 87-mile-per-hour strike. For strike 1, 1 for 3 tonight is Arquette. Singled his last time up in the 4th. USC's had some opportunities to crawl back in the game. They are 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position tonight with 5 strikeouts. And we just saw 3 of those to conclude the last inning.
In a row.
Yes. Towards the 5-6 hole and through. And Arquette bangs out his second hit of the game, and he's on. Start the top of the 6th.
And this is a ground ball, just about the same location as a single in the 4th inning. Just past a diving Martin Grudzilani. Shaded over a little bit towards 3rd and just couldn't get to it. Maybe next time they might scoot over a little more. That's twice, just by Grudzilani.
Base runner aboard for Turley. Turley fanned in the 1st inning, but hit that solo homer leading off the 3rd, his 50th career home run at Oregon State. Walked in his last plate appearance in the 4th.
Two-seamer there from Kushner. Turley trying to get number 51 of his career. Big swing.
Blocked in front of the plate. Tejeda goes late to second. Arquette advances. A wild pitch.
Good read by Iva Arquette. This ball's in the dirt. Not a big secondary lead, but as soon as it hit the dirt, he starts to take off. Strong throw, but that jump with the ball in the dirt by Arquette, able to get there.
Three balls and a strike. The only 3-up, 3-down inning USC pitching has had in this game was the 1st. Andrew Johnson got Tulp, Arquette, and Turley 1, 2, 3. And a different story since, and now there's 2 on, nobody out as Turley earns his 2nd consecutive free pass. Now, the earlier game, the win for Oregon State against St. Mary's, they set a season high for a single game with 20 runs, 21 hits. And in many ways, just kind of carried that momentum, especially into the early part of this game.
Most definitely. 10 hits so far in this one.
Trojans. Jude Favela is up. There's Weber, the cleanup hitter, taking strike 1. Two hits tonight, one of those a double, a couple of runs scored. And has his 2nd stolen base of the season tonight. Good block by Tejeda. Been busy back there.
What you like when you're 60'6" away on the mound. You rely on a catcher that's going to get in the dirt, block the baseballs, keep the runners where they are. Especially this regional, swinging the bat really good.
Kind of lunged him down to one knee. One ball, 2 strikes.
One of the things with the turf is there's not a bad hop. The difference between the turf and the dirt, the ball might come up once it hits the dirt. On this turf, it stays down. So as a catcher, you really have to stay down on the baseball. It's not going to bounce up. A lot of times it might hit the plate, the little crease there in the plate. It's the only time it's going to hop anywhere. I think you see a lot of catchers now. That's why they kind of just backhand it or they'll lay it a lot of times, because it is like being a first baseman, kind of back there behind the plate as far as scooping the baseball.
Strikeout there. Kushney for out number 1.
Backdoor breaking ball. Another big swing and a miss.
Yeah, Weber not getting cheated with a 2-strike swing there, was he?
Yeah, get cheated. No strikes. he's up there hacking.
Yes. So now 2 aboard for Caraway, who launches one deep to left field, back at the fence and over the wall.
I want to see the numbers on this one.
He is now homered in every game for Oregon State in this regional.
He finally does it with men on base.
He did. It's his first one with a runner on. He had 3 solo shots the first 3 games. Now here in game 4, 4th consecutive game with a homer here in Corvallis. He did with a couple runners on.
I think it went as high as it went far. It said 363, but it went above the lights. Lost it.
He hasn't hit a triple all year, but that's all he's missing for the cycle right now in this game. A 3-run blast, and just like that, it's now a 9-1 game. For Caraway, he has been as locked in as anybody.
Offense can feed off defense. Kellen Oaks came in this game with the bases loaded in 1 out and struck the 2 batters that he faced out and got out of the inning. The fans liked it, and now your offense comes in and puts up a 3 spot with a home run for Caraway. That's separation. If USC would have got a hit, now it's 6-3, maybe 6-4, closer ball game. Now it's an 8-run lead for Oregon State.
Now Singer, Covarrubias able to get a great jump on that and run it down in shallow right field, but Caraway's 3-run homer has really added some separation here.
Watch where the eyes go. Straight up. He knew he got it. He almost passed up Turley out there on the base pad. Turley had to start running. He was having to congratulate him. That was up there a while. It comes straight down. Ivor,
yeah.
Cat likes it.
Two down for Reeder. Well, we'll see what happens with USC offensively in the bottom of the 6th. But is USC at a point, or maybe they've already passed that, where Andy Stankiewicz has already kind of been playing, not so much that he's throwing in the towel in this game, but looking towards tomorrow.
Yeah, 9-1. You're still going to give your guys another couple innings at least to maybe stage a comeback. But you saw left the bases loaded there in the 5th. Momentum has really shifted in this game. Yeah, I mean, the wheels are constantly turning. But you understand, you will play tomorrow.
Yes. But being that they're the home team, I mean, you still got 4 times you're coming up here. I mean, that's a big chunk of the game. I understand that part of it.
It's proven you can get base runners. Now can you get that hit?
Yeah, that's been the big issue for him in this one. Reeder sends it to deep right field, back to the warning track, and then in a few steps, Basir makes the catch. That retires the side. Caraway, his 4th homer of this regional.
Got underneath it. He knows it right about there. And more celebrations coming up for the Oregon State Beaters. Iva Arquette knows it.
Not sure what you call that dance. We welcome you back to the NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One. Oregon State 9 runs 11 hits. USC 1 run 8 hits. Oregon State needing a win to force a decisive Game 7 tomorrow. Trojans need just 1 win. Do they have a rally in them? Still plenty of opportunities. Yes, the gap is big at 8 runs, but this is just the bottom of the 6th, and they're the home team.
A lot of momentum in that home dugout. The original home dugout for Oregon State, who are visitors tonight. I mean, on the day, just look at the numbers on the day. 29 runs, 32 hits, 5 home runs, 6 home runs. They probably want to stay here after this and play the championship game tonight.
Just play it. You know, what a big difference a couple of days has made. I mean, this is a team really scuffled against St. Mary's in the first game of this regional on Friday.
Well, I'm not going to take anything away from what Dylan Delvecchio did against Oregon State, but they did seem, I mean, it was 15 days off between playing a real game. They played inter squads and things like that, but just took them 9 innings to get going.
Yeah, that's something we didn't bring up initially, but since Oregon State is now an independent, they didn't have a conference tournament to go to like the other teams, so they had to play inter-squad. It's kind of bide their time, so they went basically a couple weeks without playing before they opened up this region. Lopez kind of casual getting back to the base and almost got surprised by Weber.
A quiet throw down there, almost a no look from Weber. Isn't it crazy what adrenaline or a rush coming in with the bases loaded? You strike out 2 and now you come out the next inning and you've thrown 6 straight out of the zone. Didn't do that last night.
No. You saw head coach Mitch Canham on the walkie-talkie down to the bullpen. A little moment to take a breather here as they converse on the mound. And get the bullpen active once again. Kellen Oakes, as you mentioned, came in, struck out Adrian Lopez and Covarrubias. Get out of the bases loaded jam last innings. Having an issue finding the strike zone. Kamatz is up. And there's his strike at 92. Just kind of get it over fastball there.
Get me over 92.
Two 2-0 to now 2-2. Sear has a couple of hits, a triple and a single. Now that fastball is getting back up there to mid-90s now. 94 fouled off.
You throw a few in a row, you start to tense up a little bit. Not going to throw it as hard, being tense out there. You relax, nice and easy. Pitching is not a muscle-up game. You got to be relaxed, loose.
Full count on Basir. Sear had a 2-hit game against TCU Friday. One hit against St. Mary's, 2 so far tonight. It's Oregon State. Now he rips one towards left field, and that's going to get down for his 3rd hit of the game. 6th hit of the regional for Jack Basier. Trojans with a couple of runners on to begin the 6th.
USC's been able to get base runners. Even in their wins, they've left a lot on base, and tonight especially. Coming into this inning, just 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position. Have another opportunity here.
A couple of runners on. Maximo Martinez. Martinez, an RBI back in the 2nd inning of this game, and an RBI in St. Mary's yesterday. The visit from Rich Dorman. Let's take a look at the Women's College World Series bracket. Marlon Pickens in Tennessee able to get by UCLA earlier. Oklahoma eliminated Oregon. So you got OU, Texas Tech, and Texas Tennessee tomorrow.
We're trying to find out who the real UT is.
that Texas Tennessee game? Yeah.
3 SEC teams, 1 Big 12 right there.
Martinez has gotten the count in his favor here. A couple of runners aboard. Not the pitch he was going to swing at 2-0 with a fastball on the very outside edge. Got a call there near that low outside corner.
This time Kellen Oates has had a little meeting with the player and the coach. It's back bucket strike.
And he comes right back and strikes out Martinez. After falling down 2-0, strikes him out for the 1st out.
Not going to do much with this pitch. Fastball running in. Right on the inside. Martinez, all he could do is. Didn't really like it though. That was a pretty good pitch.
That's probably the most hittable of the fastballs he saw in that sequence.
Had to really turn and get the head out on that.
It's a high chopper towards first. It comes down in the mid of Peterson. He takes it himself. The other runners advance, but Oregon State will take the out. And that's out number 2. It's to the top of the order, and Cade Higgins, who will bat for a 3rd time since taking over for Braden Dowd. He left not long after a play at the plate and got shaken up.
Good at bat last time. At bat, hit one hard into right for a single. We'd like to do that here. Again, more runners in scoring position.
Trojans trying to find a way to carve away at this 8-run deficit. Haven't been able to come up really with enough of those big hits, especially with 2 outs. Chance here.
Got 2 balls here and then drops the backdoor breaking ball on you.
Count. outside corner. Another breaking ball.
Derek Malika stood up. Looked like he was going to ring him. Fans thought it was. Just off the plate.
It is a full count. First base is open. 3-2 pitch hit down the third base line. It does go foul, not by much, but it was foul.
And that's pretty close to a reason why you come off the base in foul territory. If you're in fair territory, the ball hits you, it's a dead ball and it's an out. Come down the line in foul territory, go back in fair territory.
Alan Oaks with another 3-2 pitch. And after 2 on, nobody out, and some command issues for Oaks, he pitches through that and gets out of it. Fans at Goss Stadium having fun on this Sunday night. We have finished 6, an 8-run lead for the Beavers. Eight-run lead for Oregon State as they come to bat on their home field in the top of the 7th. 3 multi-run innings for Oregon State. USC now 1 for 11 with runners in scoring position. After the Beavers got out of another jam in the bottom of the 6th. Caraway's homered again for the Beavers. He's homered in all 4 games in this region. Eight, 9, and 1 part of the order here for the Beavers. Dallas Macias leads off. It's the new pitcher. Sophomore Dylan Osborne is coming to the game on the mound for USC.
5 innings of work for the left-hander. First 2, a little out of the zone. Vancouver, Washington native, 19th appearance.
Not too far away from home. 3-0. 4th different pitcher tonight for USC. These season numbers. And this was a 4-pitch walk to Macias. Starting to get a little better look at the possible super matchups. One is locked in, Auburn and Coastal Carolina. The others, including here, we got to wait and see. Florida State waiting the winner of this Corvallis regional. And whichever one wins is important for the Seminoles, because if it's Oregon State, the Noles are coming across the country here. If it's USC, Trojans are going across the country to Tallahassee. Peterson lays down the bunt. It's going to be a tough play for the pitcher. Nobody's going to be there at first base either. 4th time Peterson has reached his 3rd hit. This one a bunt hit.
Communication issues out there. Pitcher's in control of that play. Either I got it or you take it. He took it, but just a little too late. Got to be committed to that play. Either way, first baseman, pitcher.
Here's Easton Talt back to the top of the order. And he shortens up. Hedges was in at 3rd, so they were expecting bunt. You got Oregon State up 8. You're in the top of the 7th.
Elimination games, you can't have enough run.
That's it.
Just keep pressing the issue.
Especially when you take into account the success they've had bunting tonight.
I don't know if everyone has worked out for them.
Yeah, I don't think there's There's been one where they've been retired without at least accomplishing a productive out. Osborne behind 3-0 on Tolt. And that's ball 4, and that's going to load the bases. Well, when you include the earlier game, their win over St. Mary's, and what they've done so far here in this game, it's been quite a Sunday offensively for the Beavers.
That's not a comparison of two teams. That's one team in two different games. 29 hit runs, 32 hits. I mean, just an amazing day for Oregon State in big-time situations. They lose earlier, they're out. They lose tonight, they're out. They're leaving no doubt in anyone's mind that they won a Game 7 tomorrow.
Andy Stankiewicz coming out. 2 walks and a bunt base hit. And the heart of the order coming up for the Beavers. Kent next, and then Turley after that. And the Trojans are going to bring in their 5th different pitcher of the game. So a Trojan pitching change with nobody out here in the top of the 7th. Check out the tickets that have been punched for the Supers and possible matchups, with the exception of Auburn Coastal, which we know will happen.
Intriguing. Arizona Wildcats playing well. Winning that one. Waiting on
they're
North
down.
Carolina Oklahoma series tomorrow.
Arizona's down the road in Eugene. Won that regional, and Jude Favela will come in as a new pitcher. Game track. Well, if you just looked at the hits, you would think USC was in a lot tighter game, but they're 1 for 11 with runners in scoring position, 7 strikeouts with runners in scoring position. So it's an 8-run lead for Oregon State, and they're looking to add on here. With the bases loaded, nobody out, and Marquette's going to face Jude Favela.
Tough task for the freshman, making his 17th appearance. Numbers pretty good. 19 innings, 14 hits off of Jude. Big situation for the freshman.
Marquette with hits his last 2 times up.
This time, Martin Grizzly is a little bit further towards third base than he was the previous 2, where Marquette was able to get it by.
He is indeed. Two for 4 night for Arquette. He was taking the strike.
Moved over. I mean, even it's just a couple steps, he would have maybe had a chance to get those last 2. Into the 2-1 breaking ball.
That'll get out of play right side. Bases loaded, nobody out. Oregon State has had a bunch of base runners. Scored 9, looking to add more. It's going to be watched by Adrian Lopez, but it's going to drop 4 or 5 rows back. Ground ball to third. Short. That's a double play. And just exactly what you mentioned. Just the fact that Grudzielanek had moved over to his left a couple of steps. Instead of an RBI base hit, that's a twin killing.
I mean, it's the 3rd time he's hit it in that spot. Just out of the reach of Hedges and just out of the reach of Martin Grudzielanek, but he's moved over. Able to make the play, at least get one for the time being. Close play down at first.
Ooh. Is it indisputable evidence to overturn the call on the field of out?
Don't think there's enough there.
I don't either. Not from that angle anyway. It shows that it was obviously a bang play.
Either way, a run's going to score. Will it be an RBI or not? That's the question.
See if this angle gives us a little more information with that foot. I know we're slowing this down as much as we can, but it almost seems like a simultaneous foot ball into the mid. But
we can't say the same thing.
We can?
I'm saying it's overturned.
But you're going to say it's overturned? I think he probably did beat it by an eyelash.
But was it enough?
But I don't know if I've seen enough on video. It's an indisputable reversal. All right. Comes the decision. Handed down by the Pittsburgh video replay.
After review, the call on the field is overturned. Oregon State has 2 challenges remaining.
There you go. You are correct, sir. And it is an RBI for Arquette as a result of that. So that's his 63rd of the season.
He did get the force out at second, just didn't get the double play.
But still doesn't diminish the fact that we talk about analytics in this day and age. That's just using your eyeballs and watching the guy what he did the first 2 times up and just moving him a couple of feet. That's old school.
Yeah.
And it paid off.
Don't get me in on the analytics. I'm old school.
Turley's up with runners at the corners. 1 out. Now a 10-1 game.
What's the saying? Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, and shame on you.
Yeah. This time, Grudzielanek diving to his left, can't come up with it. And Turley has an RBI base hit. We'll bring in Peterson with the 2nd run of the inning.
Just finding holes right now. That ball up the middle will hop off the mound. Unable to reach it. Another run will score. The 11th of the game for the Beavers. 11 runs, 13 hits in this game.
Remember, swings and misses. You mentioned this game, so it makes me just kind of think of the day as a whole here for Oregon State. They've now outscored their 2 opponents 31-4 through not quite 2 games, because we're still in the top of the 7th here. They won 20-3 over St. Mary's earlier. I think this is the team, the number 8 national seed. The crowd here at Goss Stadium expecting to see this weekend. There's the step on second. Covarrubias throws to first. That is a 4-3 double play to end the inning. But a couple more tacked on by the Beavers, and it's time to stretch in Corvallis.
Bouncing around from site to site right here on Squeeze Play Live. If there are home runs or big plays, you will not miss.
Let's lose our minds.
Well, that's one way to get the party started. Oh, he's gone!
That's a bad flip. Get used to that this weekend. This is your one-stop shop for everything Road to Omaha.
Another great 13-hour day for the great talent we have at Squeeze Play. We'll be back at it tomorrow. We got a bunch of, if necessary, games coming up tomorrow. Quite possibly like one here. Oregon State offense tonight is a big reason why.
Yeah, 20 runs, 21 hits in game 1. Game 2 here, 11 runs on 13 hits, 5 homers on the day.
Here comes Zach Komatz, freshman now pitching for Oregon State.
16th appearance, 20 innings, just 7 walks for Komatz. Going in to face 2-3-4 for USC.
And that means Ethan Hedges leading off. 1 for 2 with a double and a walk. Leading by 10 in the bottom of the 7th. 94-mile-per-hour fastball on the outside corner to Hedges. Hedges last time up basically got the unintentional intentional walk, whatever you want to call it.
Which loaded the bases at the time with nobody out.
Loaded the bases with nobody out, which was a big statement there by Oregon State, basically saying, hey, we'd rather walk Hedges and load the bases with nobody out than give in to him. And at that point, making a much tighter game. That's going to drop into right field, and that's why Hedges going to be held to a long single and a good play by Talt. And wow, a nice throw as well from that right field corner.
Just seeing,
like even Hedges was like, wow, that was a gun, man.
But just seeing Easton Talt's attitude at the plate and the way he goes about his game, I'm not sure if he wasn't baiting him right here. I mean, look at him. He's trying to set himself up, taking it, just turns around and fires a strike.
Well, you certainly file that one away if you're in the USC dugout. If it comes into play in a tighter game possibly tomorrow. Talt shows right there. I'm with you, though. He kind of let that ball bounce a couple of times. Like, you want to go? You want to go?
He's a gamer.
Yeah.
Go ahead. And now you've seen it. Now you know what's out there.
Even Hedges kind of grinned. Angelonic taken down in the dirt. Nice trying to shake the collar here. 0 for 3, 3 Ks. Pitch has been a strike a time or two tonight.
A little off the plate.
It's off. It's off. Yeah. 2-2 count on Bryce Martin, Grudzelonic.
You're right. It's been called.
For a 4th time. They get him on strikes, 1 out.
Thought you had him on the pitch before. Go right back out there. What's the line? Just pressing within this game. 4 at-bats, 4 strikeouts.
And it brings up the cleanup hitter, first baseman Adrian Lopez. For 3 tonight. Pop out to first, ground out to second. Called out on strikes last time up. After the Hedges hit to begin this inning, that has put USC in double digits for hits with 10, but they have just 1 run on the 10 hits.
Haven't been able to get but 1 hit with runners in scoring position.
1 for 11 with runners in scoring position with 7 strikeouts. Barring the big rally, USC get a necessary game tomorrow. Interesting to see all the pitching, who's available. And it's do or die for both teams. Look at back-to-back Ks with Komats.
About the same location. This is maybe a little bit lower in a way to Lopez. This is sinker away.
Covarrubias looks at strike 1.
Season on the line tomorrow. I believe we'll see Caden Aoki at some point.
I was going to ask that, and you know, we chatted with Aoki during the game yesterday. I threw that question out at him, and he said, you know, it's possible. He said, I'll see how the body feels. You know, maybe they can get a couple innings out of him. We'll see. And we're definitely not going to see Caden Hunter in this game. He will be available for something. There's Aoki, who was absolutely fantastic in their first game. 8 innings, allowed just 1 run. A 13-1 win over TCU. You know Aoki's going to be lobbying to pitch at some point tomorrow. He's a very confident man on the mound these days. That's his numbers. 114 pitches Friday. How much can he give if needed tomorrow?
Talking to him like we have this week, he would like to probably throw 114 more. I mean, he's a gamer.
That's a ball foul wide of third.
A senior.
Yeah.
Might get a chance at Pro Bowl.
Yeah, we'll see. Sure.
I mean, you know what you're going to get when he's on the mound.
No doubt. Great changeup. Breaking ball.
Confidence.
Confident. Can spot his fastball. Yeah, it's low 90s. But when you can spot it, he makes it work, especially with that off-speed pitch he has. It was interesting because he said he really thought TCU was sitting on his changeup. So he threw a lot more fastballs. And the foul off the bat of Covarrubias. Numbers from the Big Ten, including strikeout to walk ratio, best in the conference, top 10 in the nation.
6-1, pretty good.
Down in the dirt. Thought about second base, but with 2 outs, Hedges is like, yeah.
2 outs, trailing 10.
Yeah, not worth the chance here.
And now you can go here with a 3-2 count.
Yes. Left side, deep short. Jump throw from Arquette. It's going to be a base hit. Covarrubias.
Placed perfectly out there, too far to the right of Arquette. Tried the jump throw, but still would not have been in time.
Well, 2 on 2 outs, and the DH comes up for the Trojans and Augie Lopez. Each of the Trojans trying to make a super for the first time in 20 years. Just making the regional this year. That's the first time in 10 years. Last regional they were in 2015 was hosted in Lake Elsinore, California by UC Santa Barbara, who could not host on their home field. In that regional, USC lost the first game to Virginia, but came back, beat Santa Barbara, beat San Diego State, got in the regional final, and lost to Virginia 14-10 in 11 innings. Needed to win that game to then get it to the decisive game, but still lost in the regional final in Lake Elsinore. Hedges at second and Covarrubias at first. Got a piece of it to stay alive. Another pitch from Komatz is hit foul sharply down the left field side. Well, the only inning that USC has not had a hit was the third. They went down in order. Had 2 hits in the first, 3 in the second, 1 in the fourth, 2 in the fifth, 1 in the sixth, 2 so far in the seventh. And with that strikeout, they strand 2 more and have left 11. 3 Ks in the inning for Komatz, and we finished 7, 11-1 Beavers. The NCAA Baseball Regionals are presented by Capital One. What's in your wallets? Well, it's been that kind of Sunday for Oregon State. Won 20-3 to eliminate St. Mary's earlier and have an 11-1 lead as they come to bat in the top of the 8th here. Apparently heading us to a decisive game, 7 tomorrow. Right back here at Goss Stadium. There's your line score. USC 11 hits but only 1 run. They've stranded 11. Another at bat here for Caraway. He's 3 for 4 in this one. A triple shy of the cycle. If he were to triple here, he would get the cycle and have his first triple of the season. Fairway homered last time up. That was a 3-run homer in the 6th. He took it from 6-1 to 9-1. You talk about somebody that's found his power stroke
this weekend. Every game. We're now hacking 3-0.
Guess you've earned that right. You're hitting the ball out of the park at the frequency that he is recently. It turns into a leadoff walk. Head coach of the Trojans, Andy Stankiewicz, made a move to take out his starting catcher Tejeda. So John Elliott now in there as the catcher, USC. You see another one of the moves by Stankiewicz to kind of get one of his important starters off his feet, anticipating a winner-take-all game tomorrow.
Already thinking.
That ball's hammered to left center field. It'll take a bounce up off the fence. Rounding third, Caraway. He'll score without a throw. Singer doubles. And that's now a dozen runs for Oregon State.
Dropping down a couple of sacrifice bunts in the game. So join the hit parade. And there's that one. Deep left center, easy double, easy RBI. 12-1 Beavers.
Here's strike one to Cannon Reeder, the center fielder. I've seen Reeder play a very impressive center field. Went to Summit High School in Bend, Oregon. By the way, his high school coach at Summit is Richie Sexton.
Richie. He was the tall drink of water and could hit it a long way.
Yes. Played a lot of years in the big leagues. Indians and Brewers are probably the two teams that he played with most of the people identify him with.
I believe he went to the D-backs for a year or two,
yeah.
And then I don't know if it was batting practice or in a game, hit one off the video board, which is about 200 feet above the fence, and knocked out some bulbs.
He had some pop. But like you, I believe, came up with Cleveland.
Yes. You can say Indians.
He was?
We were the Indians.
Yeah. All right. It's hit to left center field. Martinez makes the catch. Yeah, you can't ignore that.
Everybody always says, oh, that's so yeah, I was never a Guardian. I was a Cleveland Indian.
Yes.
They were back in when I played.
There you go. Well, 10+ runs in consecutive NCAA tournament games for the first time since 2018, which wound up being a memorable year. They won the national title.
I think I've seen that number on the wall somewhere here. Oh, there it is.
There's 3 of them. 607 and 18. Well, as a team, just on this Sunday, right now, up to the moment, Oregon State is hitting .455 as a team. With 32 runs scored. That's going to knock it down just a little bit. Ball caught in center field by Higgins. 2 outs. Well, unless we see a dramatic turn here in the next couple of innings, Oregon State's going to be heading into this winner-take-all game tomorrow with a lot of momentum going on. USC is going to try to quickly forget the sting of this one, where they had chances of their own, yes, but down by double digits here late.
When you run into a buzzsaw, as the Oregon State's all day today, that's all you can do is try to forget about it.
And into right center field for Peterson. And we're going to make it a baker's dozen. 13 runs. They haven't been able to get Peterson out tonight. 4 for 4 with a walk. His second RBI of the game.
Given the situation, just went with the pitch and hit it with authority. All the way to the wall in right center. Another easy double. And RBI.
That's going to give Easton Tult another opportunity as we see more activity in the bullpen for USC. See, Southazine is up. Well, this regional, like so many of them, is going to come down when they come down to the, if necessary, game. Who's got what pitching available? How long can they go? And how effective are they tomorrow?
That's what, especially in that game 7 where Oregon State, they've used a few relievers, but I think they have the advantage right now as far as that goes. But can you get it done tomorrow? That's the big thing.
Fifth multi-run inning of the game for Oregon State. They've added 2 more here in the 8th, and a pitch in the dirt. And will allow Peterson to move over to third. Came in on him, and I think it hit him while he offered it the pitch. So that's been determined to be strike 3 and a strikeout. And that's going to end the inning in a bit of a bizarre fashion, but they had a couple more, and we're going to go to the bottom of the 8th, 13-1. Well, let's take a look at tonight's Capital One rewarding performance. 15 hits for Oregon State. 2 of those have left the yard.
Gavin Turley hitting the moon shot to left. Caraway coming up back in the 6th inning with a 3-run shot of his own.
Capital One rewarding performance. 50th career home run. Gavin Turley's. Jack Basier leads off and fouls one off his leg. Strike 1.
Take a look back of when Kellen Oaks came in this game. They got the 2 strikeouts with the bases loaded. It was a close game. I'm 6-1 at the time. And since then, Oregon State has just taken off.
Three for 3 game for Basier. Triple and a couple of singles. He's it safely in all 3 regional games for the Trojans. Well, it's going to set things up for a really interesting Monday around the nation in college baseball.
Just about a full slate.
It's It's hefty. Let's strike out. Mats has come in. Now fan 4.
It's a sink. Get underneath that bat with the heater. It's got a lot of movement on it. Into the right hand.
Oregon State able to retire Basir for the first time in the game. Martinez fouls it straight back. Eximo knocked in the USC run back in the second. Knocked home Basir after Basir had tripled with 2 outs. Martinez singled to left. That point made it a 4-1 game. Nine unanswered runs since then for Oregon State. Another foul at the plate.
Oregon State, Eric Segura didn't throw many pitches in his 1/3 of an inning, but he is a starter for him.
He is. I think he would have to play some role tomorrow.
Keljo started a few games for him, but he did throw quite a few pitches last night, yesterday.
3 consecutive Ks now for Kmetz. Well, looks like we're going to make it official. The if necessary game tomorrow will be at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific on ESPNU. USC, the number 8 national seed, Oregon State. Breaking news.
Off the ticker.
It's after 11 p.m. here on the West Coast. That means a lot of folks back east are going to have to wake up to get that news.
I think the sun's coming up over there.
It might be.
They are waking up to it right now.
1-2 on John Elliott. Came in to catch an inning or 2 ago.
But for the USC Trojans, the sun will come up tomorrow.
It will. It will indeed.
And you really have to forget about this. It's hard to do.
No question. You know what, though? If you had told USC before they came here to Corvallis and said, you know what, you're going to play in the regional final on Monday, winner take all against Oregon State, they'd be say, sign me up every time.
Okay.
Let's do it.
What time?
Yeah. What time should we be there? Kmetz strikes out the side. It's the last 4 he has whiffed and sets him down in order. Hey, we're going to the 9th in Corvallis.
To Omaha, Nebraska, home of the College World Series.
'Cause here I come, I wear it all on my sleeve, so everything you see shows you where I'm from.
Bolts back and makes the catch. Somehow hung on. Back-to-back checks.
More, can you believe it?
All the fun in Omaha getting ready to start on June 13th. Hey, we're in the month of June. In fact, it's almost the second day of June out here on the West Coast. But the Oregon State offense, the 2 games today against St. Mary's and now USC.
And that's incredible. I mean, you wake up, you know you're going to be playing a lot of baseball today, but I don't think they ever imagined this much.
No, that's a lot. T. Southazine now in the game, freshman.
14th appearance for T. And there were the strikeouts and the walks. Well, in the 3rd innings pitch for Southazine.
Two, 3, and 4 hitters for the Beavers. Arquette leading off. 2-4-5 game at this point for Eva. Picked up an RBI thanks to a challenge instead of grounding into a double play. Fielder's choice and a run scored, and he got credit for the ribby.
He was the first one calling himself safe down there, wanting that ribby.
Well, they all do that. Ooh, that got him. Did it?
Sounded like a little bit.
Made a noise like it did, but he didn't react after the fact of just trying to get out of the way of the pitch. Guess what we heard was just ball hitting the glove, and that's the side of the ball hitting the grass in the outfield for Arquette, his third hit of the game.
I don't think any doubt seeing that curve ball already and where that previous pitch was. He was waiting on that breaking ball.
The soft-spoken Hawaiian, a 3-hit game. Going to give Turley another chance here. He's been on base his last 4 times up. 2 hits, one of those a homer, 2 walks. South Azine 4's in a strike. Thirteen runs, now 16 hits for Oregon State.
We've seen the overhand curveball from South Azine. I think a changeup getting Turley to swing through it.
USC's gone through a half dozen pitchers tonight. South Azine misses down and away.
Nothing like experience in a situation like this. You heard Andy Stankiewicz talk about it. Try to get some guys in, get them some work on the big stage. I mean, if anything, you're able to see them against the team, especially on a day where they've scored 33 runs and just about everybody's got 4 or 5 hits. I mean, it's experience. You can't beat it.
Three-2 to Turley. We saw Tice Peterson was batting 9th of the order for Oregon State last inning. Probably not going to see him again tonight, but he's been on base all 5 times up with 4 hits. The 2 games today for Peterson, he's a combined 7 for 10, 4 RBIs, 5 runs scored, has a home run.
In the 9-hole.
In the 9-hole, yes. Definitely worth the mention. That's having yourself some kind of Sunday. Turley continues to foul off pitches. What will South Azine bring with this 3-2 offering? Ball 4. Well, the first 2 are on.
It's like the 6th inning.
If my scorecard, which is a mess right now, is accurate, Through 9 innings, 7 times tonight, Oregon State's put the first 2 batters on 7 times.
Only innings they did not. The 5th and the 1st.
And the 1st, there you go. This pitch strike to Wilson Weber. Red hits his first 2 times up. He sends one deep towards right center field to the warning track. Reaching up, the catch is made by Basir. Both runners hold. Weber, who in the earlier game today hit one in that direction about over the scoreboard, flies to deep right there. He likes going the other way here.
I would too. The ball really carries out to right field.
It does, doesn't it? First out recorded. It's Trent Caraway. He's come up 5 times and reached 4. A 3-run homer in the 6th. It kind of was the moment where I want to say things flipped for USC. Yeah, they were going to still take their at bats and try to do what they can, but then it kind of became, all right, we got to be ready in case we need to play on Monday, and that's most likely going to be the case. That home run took it from 6-1 to 9-1.
Big momentum shift.
Yeah, it was. Three balls and a strike. Is that Elliott, catcher in the game? And that walk will load the bases. Well, if you're a USC fan, I mean, I wouldn't feel overly discouraged, even with the score here. I mean, a lot of this, especially here late in the game, Andy Stankiewicz has been managing his bullpen, looking now towards tomorrow.
You have to.
Exactly.
And that was, if you will, the luxury of playing this game. If something like that were to happen, you know you're going to play tomorrow.
So he has Caden Hunter available tomorrow. We mentioned Aoki. How much can he give? We'll find out. Who's going to get the start? It's going to be very intriguing all around, just to see who gets the start, how it gets managed. Speaking coaching staff, we're going to have a visit to the mound. Sean Allen's coming out.
Well, no trainer came out with him. I'm thinking maybe there might have been like an injury or something. But normally the umpire doesn't go out there with you.
Yeah. I think he was like, what are we doing, fellas? It's 11:18 here on the West Coast. Singer chops it towards the hole, and that's going to bring in a run. Zelanik just tried to cut it off, never could grab it cleanly. Even if he did, I don't know if he really had a play anywhere, and that's going to bring in another run.
The only place he might have had a play was at third.
Yeah. Singer will pick up an RBI. Second of the game, 37th of the year. Reeder leans back from ball one inside. I said we probably weren't going to see Tice Peterson bat again. Suddenly, it's looking more and more likely.
Unless we get a double play.
$14 runs, 17 hits for Oregon State. 1 run, 11 hits for USC. Bases loaded for Oregon State. We've said that a bunch tonight. And earlier today. With that swing and a miss. The strikeout of Reeder. 2 outs. Mitch Canham's team be heading into Monday, trying to work their way all the way back after dropping the first game that they played here in this regional on Friday to St. Mary's. First ever NCAA tournament win for the Gales.
Hasn't happened too often.
Dallas Macias, the batter, with the bases loaded, 2 outs with Peterson on deck. Actually, I stand corrected. That's not Peterson in the on-deck circle. That's bounced to first base and taken to the bag. 3 unassisted. Well, last chance for USC when we come back. Number 1 seed and number 2 national seeds are out. Vandy was the 1, Texas the 2. 5 confirmed game 7s for Monday. That does not quite include ours because we still have the bottom of the 9th. It's not officially confirmed. And UCLA, the 7th super regional, trying to get there. They lead UC Irvine in the 8th. So there's still other baseball going on.
UCLA holds on. They're going to host the super regional.
Host the super regional, yes. Cade Higgins leads off, and he rips one towards right center field. It's going to drop down and lead off base hit. Cade Higgins, yeah, that's 12 hits. 1 run, 12 hits for USC. Two for 3 with a walk for Hedges.
I get a pinch runner at first.
He will indeed. Indeed, Carpentier is going to be the pinch runner.
Number 16, Carpentier in the ball game, pitch running at first base.
Carpentier gets in the game here in the bottom of the 9th. Hedges has doubled, singled, walked. Maddox gets ahead. 0-2. And he goes around and strikes out. Boy, Matz has been outstanding in relief here, closing out this game for OSU.
Well, the strikeout pitch with him tonight.
And Maddox risky. He's going to come off the bench for USC and bat for Grudzelanek.
Pitching for USC, number 9, Maddox Risky.
And line on Komat's been impressive. In 3 o'clock Pacific, 6 Eastern. ESPNU tomorrow. The decisive game from here. Corvallis diving attempt did not quite come up with it. He's selling it that he did. And the runner's going back to first. They step on second and he's out. You don't think that East and Tall can play the game out there in right field in a couple different levels?
Made a great effort. Diving for that ball. It did bounce in front of the glove. Clearly bounced on the turf.
Definitely bounced.
Pinch runner Carpentier went back sliding into first, so it goes down as a 9-6 putout.
9-6 fielder's choice. Yep. Well, 2 down now. Zach Schwartzberg. Got a bat here. And Lopez. Strike 1, so USC down to their final out. And now they're down to their final strike. Towering pop fly. Eva wants it. Arquette squeezes it. And we are officially headed to a decisive game 7 in this Corvallis Regional tomorrow at 3 Pacific time on ESPNU. 14-1. Beavers win it over the Trojans. And what a day for Oregon State. They scored 34 runs in 2 games. So the bracket is almost complete. It gets us to Monday now. The regional final will extend into Monday after Oregon State's 14-1 win here over USC. 1 more to go. Greg Swindell.
Oh, what a day for Oregon State. I mean, both games, a lot of runs, good pitching, and forcing the game 7.
Going to be a fun Monday around the nation in college baseball. Looking forward to it. In ESPNU, 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific, for the decisive game from here. For Greg Swindell, our outstanding crew, I'm Mark Neely. Thanks for staying up and staying with us. We say good night from Corvallis.